The second half of the year is looking great too. We are trading in line with the market expectations. Also, we got two acquisitions over the line, as I mentioned, QTT and Advantage Energy. These two companies will help us with our Hercules Training Academy, as well as supplying of overhead linesmen for the transmission lines and for the key power upgrade projects.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Hercules CEO Bruce Korkmaz, as well as CFO Paul Wheatcroft. Bruce, Paul, very good to speak with you. Bruce, I'll start with you. Could you give us an overview of the Advantage Energy acquisition and why it's so important for the business?
Thank you, Stephen. It has been a very busy period for us at Hercules PLC. We wanted to take this opportunity to speak to our shareholders directly outside of our usual interim and full year results updates, because this is a major milestone for us. Paul and I wanted to share this amazing news by highlighting our latest announcement, the acquisition of Advantage Energy Limited, and why we believe that it's a major and strategic step forward for the company. This is a key milestone in Hercules' growth journey. As you may know, the UK is about to enter a huge phase of infrastructure investment. The government plans to spend at least £725 billion over the next 10 years. We have already seen the government's new 10-year infrastructure plan, and the National Infrastructure Pipeline is about to come out in July, which is also expected to be a major announcement. These investments will span in the sectors that we operate, and they are transport, power and energy, water, and transmission and distribution networks. In the power and energy space alone, National Grid has committed to £58 billion of investment to meet 64% increase in electricity demand by 2035. As you might be aware, that UK's high voltage power network already covers around 20,000 kilometers, and it will need thousands more kilometers of transmission lines to meet future demand. Also, you might have already seen from yesterday's announcement that Ofgem has approved £24.2 billion of investment and £8.9 billion of investment to be spent in electricity transmission upgrade where Advantage Energy operates. So over the next 10 years, we'll be very busy delivering for these projects. As you might be also aware that there is already a strong demand for skilled workers, especially overhead linesmen that operates in the overhead transmission network. And this demand is expected to grow rapidly. However, UK faces a huge shortage of qualified workers to meet the need. And that's why we see this is a moment of real opportunity, and why we are positioning Hercules to be at the heart of this once in a generation transformation of UK's power infrastructure. By acquiring Advantage Energy, a specialist provider of overhead linesmen, we are entering the power and energy sector in a meaningful and strategic way. We are genuinely excited about the potential ahead. The acquisition also strengthens our Hercules Academy, which recently grew further following our acquisition of Quality Transport Training Limited. QTT has now joined our academy, helping us broaden our training offering and deliver more courses to meet industry's growing needs.
Thanks, Bruce. Paul, could you take us through some of the main numbers associated with the deal?
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. So we're acquiring all 100% of the share capital of Advantage Energy, and we have paid an initial cash consideration of £10.2 million, plus a deferred payment of approximately £1.5 million. There will also be a 1-year earnout, which taken all together could result in a maximum total consideration of up to £15.7 million. So this earnout is based on a multiple of the average EBITDA for the year ending 28th of February 2025 and the year ending 28th of February 2026. Crucially, this is what it's all about. The acquisition is expected to be margin and earnings enhancing and is a cash generative business. Looking at Advantage NRG's last published numbers, they posted revenues of circa £11 million in the year ending 28th of February 2025, and a profit before tax of £1.7 million. So that's the main financial elements behind this. What is, as Bruce said, is a very important but very exciting acquisition that we've made.
Great, Matt. Thank you, Paul. Bruce, any closing remarks?
Yes, thank you, Stephen. As I mentioned at the start, it has been a very busy few months for the company. In June, we have announced our interim results, and we had a record for 6 months since we got Hercules established, achieving £54.6 million turnover and EBITDA of £2.6 million. Also, the second half of the year is looking great too. We are trading in line with our with the market expectations. Also, we got 2 acquisitions over the line, as I mentioned, QTT and Advantage Energy. These 2 companies will help us with our Hercules Training Academy, as well as supplying of overhead linesmen for the transmission lines and for the key power upgrade projects. We recently changed our name to Hercules PLC. This was to simplify our brand to reflect a business which is focused on labor supply and expanding our blue and white collar supply services in the construction and infrastructure sectors in the UK. From now on, we will be simply known as Hercules. Our commitment to our shareholders, clients, and employees will be unchanged, but our ambition for Hercules continue to grow.
Well, Bruce, Paul, I hope you'll continue to keep us updated with progress at the company. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sergio.
That's Bruce Korkmaz, CEO of Hercules, as well as Chief Financial Officer Paul Beecroft.